Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to share something that has been weighing on my heart for a long time. It's simple yet powerful. Don't tell people your problems. We all have them. We all face challenges, hardships, and obstacles. It's part of life. But what separates the ones who overcome from the ones who don't is often how they handle those problems. And here's the first truth I want you to understand today. Not everyone who listens has your best interest at heart. I still believe that we all face tough times, moments when life feels like it's hitting us from every angle. And when that happens, the instinct is to reach out. We want to talk to someone, to share what we're going through, to seek comfort. But here's the reality. Not everyone who listens has your best interest at heart. In fact, sometimes the people you trust most might not have the tools or the wisdom to help you navigate your pain, and that can hurt more than the problem itself. When you share your pain with someone who doesn't truly understand you or who isn't invested in your well-being, you might receive responses that leave you feeling worse instead of better. Maybe they try to minimize your situation. It could be worse. Others have it way worse than you. Or they offer advice that doesn't fit your life. Just get over it. Move on. They don't listen to understand, they listen to respond. They don't meet you where you are, and the moment you realize that, the hurt multiplies. But let's be real. Not everyone is equipped to handle your struggles. Some people are still working through their own battles, and sometimes they don't know how to support you in a way that helps. Doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means they might not be able to give you what you need. You have to recognize that and protect your heart. Consider the times when you've shared your pain with someone only to find that your vulnerability was turned into gossip or judgment. It stings, doesn't it? You opened up, hoping for comfort, but what you received instead was betrayal, or worse, indifference. We've all been there. It could be a close friend, a colleague, or even family. But it's in those moments that you realize there are people who will use your struggles as entertainment, as fuel for their own insecurities, or as ammunition to bring you down. And that's a reality you can't ignore. It's not just about betrayal, it's about your peace of mind. The more you share with the wrong people, the more you expose yourself to unnecessary negativity. Your struggles are yours to carry, but sharing them with the wrong person means inviting more pain into your life. They might not intend to hurt you, but they may not realize that their words or actions cut deeper than they think. That's why choosing carefully who you open up to is vital. Find the ones who are willing to listen without judgment, who can offer support that's rooted in compassion, not comparison. Your vulnerability is a gift, and you have to protect it. You wouldn't share your most valuable possessions with just anyone, so why share your emotional well-being with someone who hasn't earned the right to it? You need to ask yourself, does this person truly care about my well-being, or are they just passing the time with my pain? And remember, it's okay to keep certain things to yourself. There is strength in silence. Sometimes the best way to deal with a problem is not to speak about it at all. Silence doesn't mean you're weak. It means you understand the power of choosing who hears your pain. When you choose wisely who you share with, you're showing wisdom. You're showing that you recognize the value of your own peace, and that you're not going to let just anyone disrupt it. The world doesn't owe you understanding. That might sound harsh, but it's a fact we all need to accept. We often expect people to understand our struggles, to give us the empathy and validation we crave. But the truth is, the world doesn't have to understand you. People don't have to feel what you feel or see things the way you see them. It's not their job, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're alone. It just means you have to stop looking outside yourself for validation and begin looking inward. Too often we look for sympathy in the wrong places. We tell people our problems hoping for a response that will make us feel heard and seen. But what if that response never comes? What if instead of the comfort you need, all you get is indifference, or worse, a quick dismissal? It's a harsh reality, but is one that when faced head-on can give you a new level of strength. We live in a society that emphasizes connection, but connection doesn't always equate to understanding. Just because someone hears your words doesn't mean they can truly grasp the depth of your pain. Our high-intensity imagination is not always equate to understanding. Understanding requires emotional maturity, empathy, and sometimes personal experience. People can hear your words, but it's impossible to expect everyone to fully understand your personal battles. They may sympathize, but they won't always grasp what you're truly going through. And that's something you need to come to terms with. Think about it. In the toughest moments of your life, has everyone around you been there for you in the way you expected? Probably not. Some people may have tried, but they couldn't offer the support you needed because they didn't know how to. And that's okay. You can't force others to understand your journey, and you shouldn't expect it. What you can do, however, is take responsibility for your own healing. Don't depend on others to give you what only you can provide yourself. Peace, strength, and resilience. When you stop relying on others to understand your pain, you stop putting your happiness and peace in the hands of others. The weight of your struggles becomes something you carry with grace, not because you want others to feel sorry for you, but because you understand that growth comes from within. People may not understand you, but that's not your burden to carry. The world doesn't owe you understanding, but it does owe you the opportunity to discover your own resilience, your own strength, and your own ability to rise above the pain. There's power in independence. The more you rely on yourself to heal, the stronger you become. The more you stop seeking validation from others, the more you realize that the only opinion that truly matters is your own. Your peace is yours to protect, and you don't need anyone's approval to maintain it. Let that truth empower you. Your problems are a test, not a sentence. When life throws challenges your way, it's easy to feel like you're stuck, like you've been handed a life sentence of struggle with no way out. But the truth is, your problems are not a sentence. They are a test. They are not the end of the road. They are the road itself, a path that you must walk in order to grow, to learn, and to ultimately rise above. It's hard to see it when you're in the middle of the storm. In those moments, it feels like the world is pressing in from every side. Whether it's a financial setback, a relationship falling apart, or the pain of loss, the weight can feel unbearable. You might even find yourself thinking, why is this happening to me? But what if we stopped asking why and started asking what? What is this situation trying to teach me? What strength am I building? What resilience am I cultivating in this very moment? Think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you. I can almost guarantee that their greatest lessons came not from their successes, but from their struggles. From the times they were knocked down, from the moments they thought they might not be able to keep going. They didn't become great by avoiding difficulty. They became great by facing it head on and learning how to push through. When you're in the middle of a challenge, it's easy to forget that every obstacle has an expiration date. It doesn't last forever. But the strength you build by overcoming it, that stays with you. Your pain is not a permanent state. It is temporary, a test that will show you who you truly are when you come out the other side. It is in the moments when you feel like you can't take another step that you discover the depth of your own strength. Look at the story of a seed. A seed is buried in the dark, surrounded by dirt, its potential hidden from view. But it doesn't stay there. It fights its way through the soil, struggling, striving, until it breaks through the surface and begins to grow into something strong, something beautiful. The seed never asked for the darkness, but it needed it to become what it was meant to be. Your struggles are the soil, the dark moments where you're being shaped into something stronger, something better. But here's the key. You have to choose to see it that way. You can't let your problems define you as weak or unlucky. They are the very tools that will carve out the strength within you. They are a test, not to break you, but to help you discover your own power. When you realize this, when you begin to view your struggles as tests rather than sentences, you gain the freedom to transform. You're not a victim of your circumstances, you are the architect of your future. The importance of self-reliance and the power of silence. In a world that's constantly telling us to share, to connect, to post, to reveal every part of our lives, there's something profoundly powerful in silence. When we face problems, the instinct is often to reach out, to tell someone what we're going through, to seek validation. And while seeking help is important, it's just as crucial to learn the power of silence. Self-reliance is a skill that is honed over time, but it is one of the most important tools you will ever possess. The ability to handle your own problems without seeking constant external validation is what will carry you through life's toughest moments. It's not about shutting people out or isolating yourself. It's about recognizing that the strength to overcome whatever you're facing lies within you. No one else can carry your burdens for you, no matter how much they care. They might offer advice, support, or sympathy, but at the end of the day, you are the one who must take the steps forward. This doesn't mean you should never ask for help, but it does mean that your first line of defense should always be your own strength. Look at the most successful people in the world, the ones who've really made a difference. They don't turn to the world every time they have a problem. They don't look for the approval of others to move forward. They are confident in their own ability to find solutions, to rise above, to keep moving no matter how hard the journey gets. Think about the quiet strength of a marathon runner. In the middle of that race, the only person who can keep them going is themselves. They can't depend on the crowd, the coaches, or even their friends. It's just them and the road ahead. They might hear the cheers, but the true battle is within. They have to silence the voices of doubt, silence the fatigue, and dig deeper into their own reserves of strength to cross that finish line. That is the power of silence. It's the space where your determination, your will to succeed, is born. You may feel like you need to talk through every challenge, to pour your heart out to others, but sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is keep your thoughts to yourself. Take a step back and just be. You don't have to explain your every move. You don't have to justify your decisions. Your strength is in your ability to trust yourself, to trust your instincts, and to move forward, even when it feels like no one else understands what you're going through. Silence also gives you the chance to reflect. When you stop talking, when you stop seeking the opinions of others, you create space to hear your own thoughts. You give yourself the time to listen to the wisdom inside you. We often rush to talk about our problems, to get feedback, but the greatest answers are often found in the stillness, in the quiet moments where you can connect with your own inner voice. Self-reliance and silence are not signs of weakness. They are signs of power. When you can face your challenges with calm, when you can trust yourself to figure things out, you become unstoppable. You stop looking to others for approval or guidance and begin to trust in your own judgment. That's where real strength lies. And in that strength, you'll find the courage to face whatever comes next. You are stronger than you think. In the darkest moments of our lives, it's easy to forget our own power. We feel small, overwhelmed by the weight of our problems, and wonder how we'll ever make it through. But here's the truth. You are stronger than you think. Right now, in this moment, there is a strength within you that has carried you through every trial, every setback, and every struggle you've faced up until now. And that same strength will carry you through whatever is ahead. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't ask for permission to challenge you, to test you, to break you down. It just happens. But in every challenge, there's an opportunity for growth. The key is realizing that you are built for it. You are built to endure, to rise, to transform your struggles into strength. Think about the moments in your life when you thought you couldn't go on. Maybe it was the loss of someone you loved. Maybe it was a financial crisis, a health scare, or a personal failure. In those moments, it felt like there was no way out. You couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but somehow you made it through. You didn't stay down. Even though the weight of your burdens tried to keep you there, you stood up, you moved forward, and now looking back, you can see that those challenges didn't defeat you. They shaped you. They made you stronger. We all have those moments where we question ourselves. We ask, am I enough? Can I handle this? But you've already proven over and over that you are. The fact that you're here today reading these words means that you've already faced obstacles and come out the other side. You've survived your worst days and you've learned lessons from them. So when doubt creeps in, when you wonder if you can make it through the next trial, remind yourself, you've done it before. You can do it again. Find out just how deep your strength runs is in those moments that you're tested and punished. That's when your world falls apart and your back is against the wall. That's when you find out just how deep your strength runs. It's in those moments that your Pope can promise anything you are asking him to do. And it's in those moments that you discover what you're really made of, the strength you need to rise above, to keep fighting, to keep moving forward is already inside you. You may not see it now, but every trial you've faced has prepared you for what's next. Every moment of pain, every setback, every failure has given you something valuable. It's built your character, honed your resilience, and taught you how to navigate the toughest storms. When you walk through life, you don't walk as someone who's fragile. You walk as someone who's been forged by fire, someone who knows the strength of their own spirit. Think about the moments in your life when you had to stand alone. The times when it felt like the world was against you, when no one was there to help you. And yet you survived. You pushed through, even though you had every reason to give up. Those moments weren't easy, but they were necessary. They helped you tap into that part of yourself that refuses to be defeated. And now, you know that you don't need anyone's permission to succeed. You don't need validation or approval. All you need is the unwavering belief that you can get through this, just as you've gotten through everything else. The road ahead won't always be easy, but you've been through enough to know that you can handle it. The strength isn't the absence of fear or doubt. It's the courage to keep going despite them. It's the will to stand tall when everything inside you is screaming for you to sit down and give up. You are stronger than you think because you've already proven it. Every day you wake up, you're living proof of that strength. Your ability to rise after every fall, to keep moving even when you feel like stopping, to fight even when the odds are against you. That's what makes you strong. You don't need anyone to tell you how strong you are. Your life, your journey, your survival, that speaks volumes. Strength isn't about never feeling pain. It's about what you do with that pain. It's about turning the hard times into fuel for your growth. It's about learning to rise after every fall and knowing that with each rise you become more unshakable. Your strength lies not in avoiding hardship, but in how you navigate through it. You may not see it now, but every challenge is making you stronger. Every setback, every failure, every painful experience is laying the foundation for your resilience. The strength that you need for the next chapter of your life is already inside you, waiting to be called upon. You've made it this far. You are stronger than you think, and you're capable of handling whatever comes your way. So when the next challenge arises, don't doubt yourself. Don't question your ability. Instead, stand tall and remind yourself of everything you've already overcome. Remember that strength isn't about being unbreakable. It's about being willing to bend, to adapt, to grow, and to rise again. The power to overcome is within you. And with each challenge, you will only become stronger. Don't let your problems define you. Don't let your struggles be when they look at you. You can get down. In fact, the power to overcome is within you. And with each challenge, you will only become stronger. You are not the sum of your setbacks. You are the strength that rises from them. Your power lies in your ability to endure, to grow, and to keep moving forward even when everything around you seems uncertain. Your problems, they are not a sentence. They are a test. A test to see how far you can go, how strong you can become, how resilient your spirit truly is. And I promise you, you are capable of more than you know. You've already proven that by being here today, by still standing, by still fighting. Don't seek validation from the world, because the world doesn't owe you understanding. The strength you need to push through, to rise above, it's already inside you. Your silence, your self-reliance, and your determination, they are your greatest tools. And in using them, you'll find that you are stronger than you ever imagined. So, when life gets tough, and it will, remember, you are more than your problems. You are the person who has already survived them, the one who will rise again and again, no matter what. You are stronger than you think, and the best of you is yet to come. Thank you.